9.1.191 Mrs. Old Bull in London. Dhaka, 20th March 1901. My dear mother, at last I am in eastern Bengal. This is the first time I am here, and never before New Bengal was so beautiful. You ought to have seen the rivers here, regular rolling oceans of fresh water, and everything so green, continual production. The villages are the cleanest and prettiest in all India. Jo, Miss Josephine MacLeod, is perhaps by this time in Japan. I received a long and beautiful letter from Margot. Tell Margot that there has been of late a regular fall of fortune on the Kashmir Raja. Things are all changing to his benefit. Mr. Mukherjee is now governor of Kashmir. Saradananda had a bad fever. He is well now, but weak. He possibly goes to Darjeeling for a change. Mrs. M.N. Banerjee, who is at Calcutta, is very anxious to take him to the hills. Mohan Mahendranath Datta, my brother, is in India, in Karachi, near Bombay, and he corresponds with Saradananda. He writes to say he is going to Burma, China, etc. The traders who lure him have shops in all those places. I am not at all anxious about him. He is a very selfish man. I have no news from Detroit. I received one letter from Christina 9 months ago, but I did not reply. Perhaps that may have vexed her. I am peaceful and calm, and I am finding every day the old begging and trudging life is the best for me after all. Mrs. Sevier I left at Belur. She is the guest of Mrs. Banerjee, who has rented Nilambar Mukherjee's house on the river, the old mutt. She goes very soon to Europe. Things are going on, as is in the nature of things. To me has come resignation. With all love, ever your son, Vivekananda. P.S. All blessings on Margot's work. Mother is leading, I'm sure. V. 9.1.192 Ramesh Chandra Datta, The Mutt, P.O., Belur, District Howrah, Bengal, 4th April 1901. Dear Sir, I am so very glad to learn from a person of your authority of the good work Sister Nivedita is doing in England. I join in earnest prayer with the hopes you entertain of her future services to India by her pen. I have not the least desire that she should leave her present field of utility and come over to India. I am under a deep debt of gratitude to you, sir, for your befriending my child, and hope you will never cease to advise her as to the length of her stay in England and the line of work she ought to undertake. Her book on Kali has been very popular in India. The debt our motherland already owes you is immense, and we are anxiously awaiting the new book of yours. May all blessings ever attend you and yours is the constant prayer of yours humbly, Vivekananda. 9.1.193 Sister Nivedita, The Mutt, Belur, Howrah District, Bengal, 4th April 1901. Dear Margot, a letter came just now from Mr. R. Dutt, Ramesh Datta, praising you and your work in England very much, and asking me to wish you to stop longer in England. It requires no imagination to learn that I am overjoyed at all the news about you Mr. Dutt so kindly sends. Of course, you stay as long as you think you are working well. Yum, Miss Josephine MacLeod had some talk about you with Mother, Holy Mother, Sarda Devi, and she desired you to come over. Of course, it was only her love and anxiety to see you, that was all. But poor Yum has been much too serious for once, and hence all these letters. However, I am glad it should happen, as I learnt so much about your work from Mr. Dutt, who can't be accused of a relative's blind love. I have written to Mrs. Bull already about this matter. I am now at last in Dhaka and had some lectures here. I depart for Chandranath tomorrow, near Chittagong, the farthest eastern extremity of Bengal. My mother, aunt, cousin, another cousin's widow, and 9 boys are with me. They all send you love. I had just now a few lines from Mrs. Bull, also a letter from Mr. Sturdy. As it would be almost impossible for me to write for some days now, I ask you to thank Mrs. Bull for me for her letter, and tell her kindly that I have just now a long letter from Miss Christina Grinsteidel of Detroit. She mentions a beautiful letter from Mrs. Bull. Sturdy writes about the publication of any further edition of Raja Yoga by Longmans. I leave that consideration with Mrs. Bull. She may talk over the matter with Sturdy and do what she thinks proper. Please give Sturdy my best love, and tell him I am on the march and will take time to reply to his letter. In the meanwhile, the business will be looked after by Mrs. Bull. With everlasting love and blessings, Vivekananda. 9.1.194 Sister Christine, The Mutt, Belur, Howrah District, Bengal, April 4, 1901. Dear Christine, The subsequent proceedings have been so much interesting, and the interest has been growing so rapidly of late that one could scarcely utter a word. I'm glad to learn of Mrs. Old Bull's sweet letter to you. She's an angel. You are peaceful and happy. Good. I am growing towards it too. I am en route to Chandranath on pilgrimage. I have been anxiously awaiting a letter from you, and it seemed it would never come. I'm sure to be happy, can't help thinking so. After so much struggle, the result must come. Things take their own course. It is I who am to brighten up, I find, and I am trying my best. And you can help me by writing nice letters now and then, will you? Margot, Sister Nivedita, is doing splendid work in England with Mrs. Bull's backing. Things are going on nicely. I am sleeping better and the general health is not bad. With everlasting love and blessings, Vivekananda. P.S. Please inquire of Miss Sarah Ellen Waldo about the publication of Karma and Jnana Yogas and write. 9.1.195 Letter of Introduction. Guwahati, April 17, 1901. I have great pleasure in certifying the great amiability and helpfulness of the brothers Shivakanta and Lakshmikanta, Pandas of Sri Kamakhya Peetham. They are men who help most and are satisfied with the least. I can unhesitatingly recommend them to the Hindu public visiting this most holy shrine. Swami Vivekananda. 9.1.196 Sister Christine, the Mutt Belur, Howrah District, Bengal, 13th May 1901. Dear Christine, I arrived in the Mutt yesterday. This morning came your short note. You must have got my letters by this time, and I hope this will give you a taste of how sometimes silence is gold. I have beautiful letters from everywhere this morning, and am quite happy. I paid a long visit of 2 months to Assam and different parts of eastern Bengal. For combined mountain and water scenery, this part of the country is unrivaled. Either I am to go to Europe this summer and thence to the US, or you come over to India. Things are all getting ready to that end. Mother knows her ways. For one thing, I am calm, very calm, and hope to keep a hold on this state for a long time. And you are my best help to keep this poise, are you not? I will write more in my next, just now these few lines, and 100 pardons I beg for their scantiness. Yet silence tells more sometimes than all the speech in the world. With all love and blessings, ever yours in the Lord, Vivekananda. 9.1.197 Mrs. Old Bull, the Mutt Belur, 13th May 1901. Dear Mother, I reached Calcutta yesterday. This morning arrived your letter containing 3 checks for my cousin. They shall reach her regularly. I have not had any letter from Jo, Miss Josephine MacLeod from Japan, but several I find awaiting me from on-board steamer. She also sends me a newspaper cutting to be sent to Professor Geddes. I enclose it in this letter and expect you to write it to Professor Geddes. Saradananda has been 3 weeks in Darjeeling, where he has improved greatly. I wish he will remain some time longer there. Mr. Banerjee is the kindest of hosts. Mrs. Sevier is in London at 2 Mysore Mansions, Canfield Gardens, London, Northwest. You are right, my experiences are bringing about calmness, great calmness. Mrs. Patterson and children are off to Europe. General C.B. Patterson is alone and very desirous that I would call. I will the next time I go to town. My cousin and mother and the rest send love, and my eternal love you know always. Ever your son, Vivekananda. P.S. All love and blessings for Margot, Sister Nivedita. 9.1.198 Mrs. Alice Shanti Hansbrough. The Mutt, Howrah District, Bengal, India, 3rd June 1901. Dear Mrs. Hansbrough, the contribution of £6 and 3 shillings to the Mutt by the Los Angeles Club has duly reached. Swami Brahmananda will write to you a separate acknowledgement. But as I happen to be here just now and have not had long any direct communication with you, I feel like having a chat with you as of yore, even though it be through the post. Now how are you and the baby and the Holy Trinity and the oldest who brings up the rear? How are all our Los Angeles friends? Poor Mrs. Emmeline F. Bowler, I hear, has passed away. She was an angel. Where is Miss Trickney? Please tender her my sincerest love, gratitude, and prayers when you meet her next. How are all the San Francisco friends? How is our madam, the noble, the unselfish? What is she doing now? Quietly gone back to her home of truth work? Are you pleased with Turyananda and his work? Is the Shanti Ashrama progressing? With everlasting love and blessings, ever yours in the Lord, Vivekananda. 9.1.199 Mr. Okakura Kakuzo, The Mutt Belur, Howrah District, Bengal, India, 18th June 1901. Dear friend, allow me to call you a friend. We must have been such in some past birth. Your check for 300 rupees duly reached, and many thanks for the same. I am just thinking of going to Japan, but with one thing or another and my precarious health, I cannot expedite matters as I wish. Japan to me is a dream, so beautiful that it haunts one all his life. With all love and blessings, Vivekananda. Kakuzo Okakura Esquire, Tokyo, Japan. 9.1.200 Sister Christine, The Mutt Belur, District, Howrah, Bengal, India, end of June 1901. Dear Christina, your very welcome letter just reached. A few days ago, a precious little bit of poem also reached. I wish it ever so much you were the writer thereof. Anyhow, most of us feel, though unable to express, and then there are thoughts that lie too deep for tears. Regularity in anything is not in my line of life, but that need not make you irregular. I pray you to drop a few lines every now and then. Of course, when I am not in this body, I am sure the news will reach you, and then you will have to stop writing. Miss MacLeod wishes me to join her in Japan, but I am not sure. Most probably I am not going, especially as I expect both her and Mrs. Oldbull in India in November. 2 whole months consumed in coming and going, only 1 month stay in Japan. That does not pay, I am afraid. Say I am getting enormously fat about the middle, alas. Mrs. Charlotte Sevier, who is now in England, returns in a few months to India. She has invited Mrs. Bull, etc., to be her guests in the Himalayas. I wish they could be there during summer. I have manfully borne the terrific heat of my country in the plains, and now I am facing the deluging rains of my country. Do you know how I am taking rest? I have got a few goats and sheep and cows and dogs and cranes, and I am taking care of them the whole day. It is not trying to be happy. What for? Why should one not be unhappy as well, both being nonsense, but just to kill time? Do you correspond with Mrs. Bull or Nivedita? Don't worry, don't be anxious. For me, the mother is my protection and refuge, and everything must come round soon, better than my fondest dreams can paint. With all love, Vivekananda. 9.1.201 Sister Christine, The Mutt Belur, District, Howrah, Bengal, 6th August 1901. Letters are sometimes, dear Christina, like mercy, good to the one that sends and the other that receives. I am so happy that you are calm and resigned as ever. You are ever that. Mother knows, indeed. Only I know that Mother not only knows, but does, and is going to do something very fine for me in the near future. What do you think will be very good for me on earth? Silver? Gold? Pooh! I have got something infinitely better. But a little gold will not be amiss to keep my jewel in proper surroundings, and it is coming, don't you think so? I am a man who frets much, but waits all the same, and the apple comes to my mouth by itself. So it is coming, coming, coming. Now how are you? Growing ever thinner, 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 eh? Do have a very good appetite and good sleep in anticipation of the coming good time, to be in trim for welcoming its advent. How did the heat feel this year? We read all sorts of horrible stories about American heat waves. You have beaten the world's records, even in heat. That's Yankee push, surely. Well, you are right as about taste. I renounce the yellow of gold and the white of silver, but stick to amber always. That is to my taste. Amber and corals I always hated, but of late I am awakening to their beauty. One learns as he lives, is it not? I am going to Darjeeling tomorrow for a few days and will write to you from there. Now gute Nacht, good night, and au revoir, goodbye for the present. Ever yours truly, Vivekananda. 9.1.202 Sister Christine, The Mutt Belur, District, Howrah, Bengal, 27th August 1901. Dear Christine, I am expecting a long, long letter from you, and like all expectations of mine, it will not be realized, I fear. Well, I need not bother you with the usual string of questions. How are you? What are you doing all this summer, etc. I am sure the mother will do so much as to keep you in good health at least. Now, Christina, for many reasons this letter happens to be short, very. It is written with the special purpose that as soon as you get this, send me your latest photograph. Did you write to Miss Sarah Ellen Waldo about the publication of the books? I get no news and what is more important, no money. That is between you and me from the sale. Did you have any news of Margot, Sister Nivedita, of Mrs. Old Bull, etc.? And are you happy? I sometimes feel I am, other times it is clouded. Well, it is all the body, after all, material. Goodbye. Yours with love and blessings, Vivekananda. P.S. Do send the photo as soon as possible. V. 9.1.203 Sister Christine, The Mutt, Belur, District Howrah, Bengal, 2nd September 1901. My dear Christine, I have been looking at one of your old photos, the only one you sent 4 or 5 years ago, and then I remember how changed and reduced you looked last summer, and it came to me that you must be awfully thin now, as it seems very hard for you to get rid of anxieties. This is simply foolish. Things will of course take their shape. We only make ourselves miserable by moping. It is very hard to manipulate one's philosophy to contribute to one's daily need. So it is with you as with me. But it is easiest to take the teacher's chair and read a lecture, and that has been my life's business. Indeed, that is the reason why there are more disciples up to the mark than teachers. The upshot of all this is that you must create a huge appetite, then gorge, then sleep and grow fat, fat, fat. Plump is the English word, is it not? As for me, I am very happy. Of course, Bengal brings the asthma now and then, but it is getting tame, and the terrible things, Bright's disease and diabetes, have disappeared altogether. Life in any dry climate will stop the asthma completely, I am sure. I get reduced, of course, during a fit, but then it takes me no time to lay on a few layers of fat. I have a lot of cows, goats, a few sheep, dogs, geese, ducks, one tame gazelle, and very soon I am going to have some milk buffaloes. These are not your American bison, but huge things, hairless, half-aquatic in habits, and that give an enormous quantity of very rich milk. Within the last few months, I got 2 fits of asthma by going to 2 of the dampest hill stations in Bengal, Shillong and Darjeeling. I am not going to try the Bengali mountains anymore. Mrs. Bull and Nivedita are in Norway. I don't know when they will come over to India. Miss MacLeod is in Japan. I have not heard from her for a long while. They all are expected here in November and will have a hot time in this old town, etc. I pray you can come, and the mother will open the door for it. I cannot but say my prayers mostly have been heard up to date. Well now, Christina, send me one of your latest photos next mail, will you? I want to see how much of fat you have accumulated in 1 year. Anyhow, I will have to go to America with Mrs. Bull, I'm sure. By the by, excusez-moi, our Calcutta is never so hot as your Detroit or New York, with its added advantage. We are not required by our society to wear many things. The old Greeks used to think that wearing too many clothes and feeling shame to show any part of the body a peculiarity of barbarians. So the Hindus think, down to the present day. We are the most scantily clothed people in the whole world. Bless the Lord. How one would live otherwise in our climate. 3rd September. I left the letter unfinished last night. The foreign English mail starts day after tomorrow, so begin again. The moon is not up yet, but there is a sunless glow upon the river. Our mighty Ganges, she is indeed mighty now during the rains, is splashing against the walls of the house. Numerous tiny boats are flitting up and down in the dark. They have come to fish for our shads, which come up the river this season. How I wish you were here to taste our shads, one of the most delicate fish in the world. It is raining outside, pouring, but the moment this downpour ceases, I rain through every pore. It is so hot yet. My whole body is covered by big patches of prickly heat. Thank goodness there are no ladies about. If I had to cover myself in this state of things, I surely would go crazy. I have also my theme, but I am not despondent. I am sure very soon to pan it out into a beautiful ecstasy. I am half crazy by nature, then my overtaxed nerves make me outrageous now and then. As a result, I don't find anybody who would patiently bear with me. I am trying my best to make myself gentle as a lamb. I hope I shall succeed in some birth. You are so gentle. Sometimes I did frighten you very much, did I not, Christina? I wish I were as gentle as you are. Mother knows which is best. I would not take any supper tonight, as I ate rather heartily of the aforesaid shad. Then I have to think on my theme. And some subjects I think best in bed because the whole is made clear to me in dream. Therefore, I am going to bed, and gute Nacht, bonsoir, etc., etc. No, no, it is now about 10 a.m. in Detroit. Therefore, a very happy day to you. May all good realities reach you today while I am expecting dreams. Ever yours with love and blessings, Vivekananda. 9.1.204 Sister Christine, The Mutt, Belur, District Howrah, Bengal, 25th September 1901. Dear Christine, I could not write you last mail. Excuse. But I have been expecting one from you for a long time. Hope one will come this mail. I'm just thinking of going over to Japan, as Miss Josephine MacLeod is so insistent. Perhaps something will be done, who knows? From Japan, of course, a peep into America seems inevitable. Not much news of Mrs. Old Bull or Margot, Sister Nivedita. Margot is rested, well and strong. She will come to India someday, perhaps. I'm soon expecting Mrs. Charlotte Sevier, though. Her work is needing her. Her beautiful home in the Himalayan forests is a temptation, especially now when a huge tiger is roaming in her compound and killed a horse, a buffalo, and her pair of mastiffs in broad daylight. A number of bears are playing havoc with her vegetable garden, and lots of porcupines are doing mischief everywhere. She went out of the way to buy land in a forest. She and her husband liked it so much. There is not much to write this week. Words only tire one, except one which is inexhaustible, infinite. So goodbye till next week. Ever with love and blessings, Vivekananda. P.S. Just now comes a telegram from Miss MacLeod and a letter also. She is so insistent that I am thinking of going over to Japan. In that case, we cross over to America this winter and thence to England. Yours, V. 9.1.205 Sister Christine, The Mutt, Belur, District Howrah, Bengal, 8th October 1901. Dear Christina, yours of September 9 came to hand yesterday. I congratulate you on your successful visit to the Huron Lake. A few more of them, according to your letter, will force you to sympathize with our condition. Oh, the gasping and the melting and the puffing and all the rest of them. However, nothing in the world like a plump, ripe fruit. I had to give up my trip to Japan. Firstly, because I am not in a working trim yet. Secondly, I don't much care to make such a long voyage 1 month alone. Thirdly, what am I to talk to them, I wonder? Our heat too has been fierce and is continuing unusually long this year. I am blacker than a Negro by this time. The California work is progressing famously. They want 1 or 2 men more. I would send if I could, but I have not any more spare men. Poor Turyananda is suffering from malaria yet and is awfully overworked. Do you know whether they published my Jnana Yoga or not? I got a copy of a second edition of Karma Yoga only. I am bobbing up and down in the current of life. Today it is rather down, so I finish the letter here. Yours with all love and blessings, Vivekananda. 9.1.206 Sister Christine, The Mutt, Belur, District Howrah, Bengal, 14th October 1901. My dear Christina, just now came a letter from Mrs. Bull, but none from you, as I expected one this mail. Mrs. Bull writes, I wrote Christina recently to ask her if she were to be free in case the opportunity opened for her to go to the East. I send you her reply. I went through several times your letter to Mrs. Bull. It surely was horrible. And you have been all this time hiding the real state of affairs from me and posing great cheerfulness. You will be a precious fool to lose the opportunity if such comes and is offered by Mrs. Bull. You will only have to take a year's leave. The rest will all be arranged by Mrs. Bull, including, I'm sure, all your anxiety for those you will have to leave behind in Detroit. You have been good, too good to be human, and you are so still. But it is no use making oneself unnecessarily miserable. Mother's will. Surely, if the chance comes, and it has got to come, I know. I would not write you about my health, for after all this hide and seek, even though it was for my good, I think you have not much of a right to know the truth about my health. But to some things you have eternal rights, and amongst others, to my eternal love and blessings. Vivekananda. 9.1.207 Sister Nivedita, The Mutt, P.O., Belur, Howrah, 12th November 1901. My dear Margot, since the Durga Puja I have been very ill, and so could not reply to your letter earlier. We had a grand puja here of Durga, lasting nearly 4 days, but alas, I was down with fever all the time. We had a grand image, and a huge puja it was. Then we had the Lakshmi Puja following close. And then night before yesterday we had the Kali Puja. It is always after midnight, this puja. I'm better now, and we will find a house for you as soon as you come. I'm so glad you are accompanying Mrs. Old Bull. She requires all care, and she always thinks of herself the last. Joe, Miss Josephine MacLeod, is coming to India shortly, at Christmas time with some Japanese friends. I'm expected to meet her in Madras. I'm going off to the NWP, Northwestern Provinces, etc. soon, as Bengal is malarious, now that the rains are over. Mrs. Bull has been a mother to us all, and any time and service spent for her is as nothing to what she has been doing for us all. Remain with her as long as she wants you. The work can wait well. Mother sees to her work. We needn't be anxious. By the by, Miss Henrietta Muller is here in Calcutta. She wrote a letter to Akhandananda, with whom she has been in regular correspondence, care of the mutt. So I sent some flowers and fruits and a letter of welcome to her hotel. I have not had a reply yet. Mrs. Charlotte Sevier, I expect, has already started. Swarupananda had his heart weakened by the constant uphill and downhill. He is here and improving. Things are going on well with us, slowly but surely. The boys of late have been very active, and it is work only that tells and nothing else. Yours with all love and blessings, Vivekananda. 9.1.208 Sister Christine, The Mutt, P.O. Belur, Havra, 12th November 1901. Dear Christina, the morning's mail brought me a photograph from Detroit. I thank the sender very much for promptness. Well, I liked it much. But the old one is the profile view, this the front. Then again, the phenomenal fat seems to be only imaginary on somebody's part. In a way, I am more used to the old one, and as such I cannot slight an old friend. So let me say both are good. The one is an evolution of the other, for the better. I expected a line, but it has not arrived yet. It may tomorrow. We have a proverb here, 1 river is equal to 40 miles. There is only a river between Calcutta and our mutt. And yet, such a roundabout way for the mail. Sometimes it comes dribbling for days. Mrs. Old Bull and Nivedita must have started for the US by this time. Nivedita is sure to see you in Detroit. Mrs. Bull is anxious to induce you to join her Indian party via Japan. If you can take leave for some months, do come. Mother will arrange anyhow. I need not trouble myself. Mrs. Sevier has started already, it seems, alone. We had grand pujas, worships here in our mutt this year. The biggest of our pujas is the Mother worship, lasting nearly 4 days and nights. We brought a clay image of Mother with 10 hands, standing with 1 foot on a lion, the other on a demon. Her 2 daughters, the goddess of wealth and the goddess of learning and music, on either side on lotuses. Beneath, her 2 sons, the god of war and that of wisdom. Thousands of people were entertained, but I could not see the puja, alas. I was down with high fever all the time. Day before yesterday, however, came the puja of Kali. We had an image too and sacrificed a goat and burned a lot of fireworks. This night every Hindu home is illuminated and the boys go crazy over fireworks. There are of course several cases of severe burns in the hospitals. We had less fireworks but more puja, recitation of mantras, offering of flowers, food and songs. It lasted only 1 night. I am expected to leave Calcutta and Bengal in a few days, as this country becomes very malarious this month after the rains. It is pleasant and cool now, and the North Himalayan wind is blowing. We have fenced in a lot of our grounds to protect our vegetables from our cows and goats and sheep. The other day one of a portion excised, but the mother was either so wicked or a portion excised that she would not look at her young. I tried to keep them alive on cow's milk, but the poor things died in the night. 2 of my ducks are sitting on their eggs. As this is their first time and the male does not help them a bit, I am trying my best to keep up their strength by good feeding. We cannot keep chickens here. They are forbidden to us. With all love, Vivekananda. 9.1.209 Sister Christine, The Mutt, P.O. Belur, Havra, 25th November 1901. Dear Christine, it seems your bottle of nerve tonic did not do you much good. Your assurances to the contrary. It must have been a curious error. I must have been down with fever or asthma or something else at that time. Still 1,000 pardons. This was my first, and it will be my last offense. Your letter that went to Miss Josephine MacLeod has not come back yet. Perhaps Miss MacLeod is bringing the letter with her, as she is coming over to India from Japan herself, accompanied by her Japanese converts, male of course, as she is a lady missionary. Well, well, I so wish things would so arrange themselves that I could see you once more. Mother knows. By the by, my right eye is failing me badly. I see very little with that one. It will be hard for me for some time either to read or write, and as it is getting worse every day, my people are urging me to go to Calcutta and consult a doctor. I will go soon as I recover from a bad cold I have on. I am so glad you were so taken by Abhedananda, only I thought one Hindu was good for a lifetime. Poor Miss Josephine MacLeod, so she remains ignorant as to the real cause of my not going over to Japan. You need not be the least anxious, there is no harm done. And if there were, Joe and especially Mrs. Oldbull make it their life's duty to befriend those I love. I will try your tonic when it arrives, and the gift, I pray, will even be followed by the giver, for surely words excised, is more stimulating and healing than dead drugs. With all love, Vivekananda. 9.1.210 Sister Christine, The Mutt, P.O., Belur, Howrah, 27th November 1901. Dear Christine, it is almost sure I did not write any letter to you that week in which I made that infamous blunder. As I wrote you 2 letters a few days previously, it is not at all probable that I wrote you another. Then Miss Josephine MacLeod would have sent the letter back. I must have written only 1 letter that week to Miss MacLeod, giving her my reasons for not going to Japan. And somehow it so happened that the hand wrote the most familiar name on the envelope. So you need not expect any letter of yours back from Japan, as there was none, and if there were, you shall have it. I am just under another spell of catarrh and asthma. Yesterday a cyclone blew over the place, and several trees and a bit of the roof are damaged. It is gloomy yet and cold. You know it is almost impossible to write with the asthma on. So au revoir, goodbye, Vivekananda. 9.1.211 Sister Christine, The Mutt, P.O. Belur, Howrah, 12th December 1901. Dear Christine, well then you wanted to know all about my state of health, and you insist. You shall have it. You know the last 3 years I have been getting albuminuria now and then. It is not constant, nor is it yet of any organic character. The kidneys are structurally all right, only they throw out albumin now and then. This is worse than throwing out sugar in diabetes. Albumin poisons the blood, attacks the heart, and does all sorts of mischief. Catching cold always increases it. This time it has caused a small blood vessel in the right eye to burst, so that I scarcely see with that eye. Then the circulation has become very rapid. The doctors have put me to bed, and I am forbidden to eat meat, to walk or even stand up, to read and write. Already there is some benefit in this lying down process, as I sleep a lot and have a good appetite, and am digesting my meals. Curious, is it not, that inactivity should bring on sleep and appetite? There is no cause to be anxious at all. Miss Charlotte Sevier arrived in Calcutta 3 days ago, and by the last advice from Nivedita, Mrs. Bull and she will start on the 13th December, if they can secure berths, or on the 30th December at least. I pray Mrs. Bull has already invited you, and that you have got your year's leave and are coming over, and that you will get this letter in India redirected. If mother does not fulfill this prayer, sure she will take me across the water soon, and, line excised, the doctor says if I keep to my bed for 3 months, I will get completely cured. Now don't worry, if good days are not coming, we will make them, that is all. Hang it, I must have good days now, and that too very soon. You know I always keep my word. Mother must do it, or I throw her overboard. I am not so submissive as you are. Our old school physicians pour in tons of iron and other metals, including gold, silver, pearls, etc., down our throats. I should be a man of iron by this time. Perhaps yours will be the last touch to make my body one of steel. This is our best season for eating turtles, but they are all black. The green ones can only be found in America. Alas, I am prevented from the taste of meat. Now, noble heart, take courage. Don't mope. You have buffeted too many a storm in life, old war horse, to be like a silly boarding school girl. Things must go all right. I am not going to die or to be ill just now. I am determined to be healthy. You know my grit. Miss Josephine MacLeod sent you your letter. What was it about? Was there anything queer? I am glad she had it. She writes beautifully about you. She has already started, and we will have a jolly good company this winter here in Calcutta. Mrs. Old Bull, Miss MacLeod, Mrs. Sevier, and Nivedita and I will be overjoyed if somebody else will be thrown into the bargain. I can't get any more value, eh? I must stop. I'm going to look after my geese and ducks just for 5 minutes, breaking the doctor's command to lie down all the time. One of the geese is a silly, fearful bird, always despondent and anxious. She likes to be all alone by herself and is miserable, very much like another goose I know in another place. Here my story ends, and spinach top bends. Why is spinach withering? Because the goat is browsing. Why is the goat browsing? Because no grass is growing. Why no grass is growing? The gardener is not watering. Why there is no watering? The master is not commanding. Why is he not commanding? An ant has bitten the master. This is a nursery rhyme told after a story, and it is true of us all. It is only an ant bite after all, the trouble here, is it not? Ever yours, Vivekananda. The master is not commanding. Why is he not commanding? An